Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Essie Richards. I am a Nigerian YouTuber based in Lagos State. If this is your first time on my channel, I want to say thank you for stopping by here today. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey babies, it's been a minute and I'm happy to have you guys on here. And this video is just a sit down and discuss type of video. It's not our regular vlogs, and you'll be getting more of this type of content as we go on this channel. So in today's video, I'll be talking about the myths and truths of co-parenting. There are a lot of misconceptions about co-parenting, and I would just like to debunk a few, while also addressing those that do exist. So let's get into this. So myth number one: if it is healthy, they are sleeping together. Please, it's not true. On behalf of those of us that know that this is not true, it is not true. I have come to understand that when you mix sex with co-parenting, it gets really complicated. And not because I've experienced that firsthand, I have seen that happen to a lot of people. So when you decide that, okay, we are no longer together, but we want to parent together, I would advise that sex is off the table. Now with me and my situation, we decided that as we have come to know that we are not compatible, sex was off the table from the beginning. Okay? And what sex does to a co-parenting relationship is that it creates attraction. And this attraction now grows to attachment. And sometimes it gets you really emotional, and it's not something that you want when you are trying to steadily co-parent with someone you're not together with. Especially when you know you do not want to be together. So I don't see why you would now include sex in your co-parenting journey. It only makes things complicated, because then emotions creeping, it becomes complicated co-parenting, which is also unstable for your children. So I personally do not advise that sex should be involved. And if it's healthy, it does not mean that sex is involved. People can have mutual respect for each other and decide that, okay, you know what, we have a bigger elephant in the room, which is our child or children, whatever the case may be. And we have decided that, okay, we would make ourselves available to these children or child in the best ways that we can. And yes, sex complicates things, so it's just best to leave that out of things. And please do not assume that because two people who co-parent are doing an amazing job seamlessly, it does not mean that they are having sex. It just means that they have understood the assignment, which is our child or children come first. Okay? So please let us try and debunk. The second myth is that one party contributes to more. I mean, yes, even couples that stay together, definitely one person provides more or is more available. So that is a myth. That is not exactly a myth. It is true. One person definitely contributes more to a co-parenting relationship, especially when the child has a legal guardian amongst the two and it's not a situation of shared custody. There is one parent that would be readily available physically, emotionally, financially, because the person is present. So in my situation, what we have is a situation of I am her primary caregiver. Her father is involved in her life, but I am her primary, guardian. She lives with me. I mean, she's my child. Duh. She lives with me, but we are in a different state. So whether I like it or not, I would provide more because I am the one there, present with her. And if her needs are immediate, I meet them immediately. I will not now say because I run out of Pampers, I'm calling the father of my child, I need to buy Pampers, when I am readily available there and I am financially capable to do that. I will do that. You understand? So in cases where one person provides more, it's usually the person that has the child with them. Your time, you give them your time more, you give them your finances more, you give them your, basically, if they stay with you, that child lives with you. Do you understand? So in that case, it is not a myth, it is a truth. So yeah, when a situation of co-parenting is impossible for it to be on equal basis. It's impossible. I have not seen it done anywhere where this person gives the same value of gifts that this person gives the same value of time. Never seen it before, not in my situation at least to say. So yeah, that is the truth. So the third myth is that co-parenting situations make children unstable. This is entirely false. And I say this with conviction that it is false because children that are co-parented in a healthy manner cannot be unstable. It's not possible for them to be unstable. If two people decide that, okay, you know what, at the end of the day, the most important thing to us is our children or child's well-being, whatever the case may be, and they prioritize that child, they will develop a habit that would help this child develop normally. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And this is in the case of when they say, you should live together for your child to have like a sense of mother and father and all of that. And I feel like the children do not feel this absence if whichever party doesn't live with the child makes themselves readily available for visits. For healthy conversation, for a good rapport. There is nothing missing, to be honest. It just boils down to cooperation. If both parents decide to cooperate, that okay, you know what, we're going to at least be friends and stand each other so that our child has stability. There's no reason for that child to be unstable. Okay? So when people say that children that my parents lived apart for most part of my life since I was 5. Well, I would say I am stable. You get? But my situation is completely different, okay? There's a conscious effort to make sure that she is stable. And it boils down to you as a person. What do you want for your child? Okay? Do I want my child to have certain traumas that when she's much older, she will spend thousands of naira trying to heal from? Or do I want my child to be able to look back and be like, you know what, I am where I am today because my both parents decided to look outside of themselves and put me first. And that is our mutual understanding, okay, her dad and myself, that our child lives a healthy and beautiful life, a life that lacks nothing. Okay, that is why we go outside of ourselves to create a friendship that, in spite of our differences, we live completely separate lives. Okay, we share a lot of values differently, but okay, we recognize that this child is important. Okay, so it's easier that way when you recognize that your child is everything. So no, it is not in all cases that when there is a situation of co-parenting and the child is unstable. I feel like that's entirely false. I feel like it is when co-parenting is not done effectively that you might have a case of unstable children, which is also common amongst parents who stay together. Okay, when there is no rhythm amongst parents, there will obviously be unstable children. Okay, so I want to disarm that misconception that you have to be with somebody for your child to turn out okay. Okay, man, it's false. Okay, so so that is a complete myth. So my fourth point is that there are no boundaries. This is a myth. And all what I am saying today boils down to communication, effective communication, effective is not the word, more like effective communication and mutual respect. So when there is no communication and when there's no mutual respect, obviously boundaries will be crossed. So in the case where everybody recognizes where they stand, that is why I said no sex. When you blur lines like that, when there's sex involved, you're not having sneaky links, you're not entering some kind of corners that you're not supposed to enter in the name of, you both parent a child, there will be boundaries that will be crossed. Okay? So in an effective co-parenting situation, there should be clear-cut boundaries and respect. If you respect somebody, you will not barge in their space. If you respect somebody, you will not holler at them in public. If you respect somebody, you will not harass people that they're seeing. If you respect somebody, you would understand that, okay, how I treat this person is how my child will see me. Okay? I will not treat the father of my child badly, not because he's my best friend or my lover, but because I want my child to grow up with the mindset that my mom respects my dad irrespective of their relationship or situation, as the case may be. But in the case that when she sees him, she is polite to him, I have no reason why I should be rude to my father, okay? I have no reason why I should be rude to other people because I don't see my mother do this, okay? And it's vice versa. At the end of the day, if you people are able to respect each other, boundaries will not be crossed. Now, example of boundaries that I would like to share are coming to someone's house unannounced. Why you do that? When my siblings and I make a part, I don't even go to my sister. I will not go to my sister's house and not call her. Why would you do that? Why are you overstepping your boundary? It's not your house. Why are you here? Okay, so if that is not addressed, it can cause it can cause resentment, okay? And you do not want that in a co-parenting situation because that resentment builds up to hate, and before you know, out of the abundance of the heart, you know what? Speak at the mouth, okay? So you, as much as you can, avoid situations where you do not know your place. So effective communication is where that comes in with effective communication. You have to know, okay, where do you start? I'm sorry, you can't be coming to my house unannounced. We lead separate lives, so obviously my routines and yours do not align. We'll schedule visits. You call me a week before, you call me a day before, whatever the case may be for your situation, to schedule these set visits, okay? And try to show up to those visits. But when you show up to, your co-parent's house unannounced, it sends the wrong message, okay? It sends, I do not respect myself, yes. It sends that I do not respect you. It sends that I feel entitled, which you should not, okay? Don't do that. It's a very tacky behavior. Don't try it, okay? Please. Let's abstain from barging into people's houses. And I mean this with friends, I mean this with family, I mean this with whoever it may be. Please don't go to people's houses unannounced. It's extremely rude. It does not speak well of you as a person. It does not speak well of how you see your relationship, friendship, or whatever the ship might be with that person, okay? So let's try to respect that. And then another type of boundary that people usually cross with co-parenting situations is the boundaries of feeling like you're entitled to the person's life choices. If you are no longer with somebody, whoever they are dating is none of your business. Yeah, I said it. It is none of your business, okay? And there is just one exception to the rule, to be honest, and the exception to the rule is that if in the case that whoever you're getting married to or whoever you're dating will be a bad influence on their child, and you need to be sure in your heart that this is not coming from a place of sentiment. You need to be sure that you're objectively thinking this thing through and it's not a case of you are jealous. Okay? So you have to objectively think, okay, is this person a bad influence on my child? Is this somebody I don't want around my child? And you would express your discomfort without being rude or controlling. It's important that you know your place without being rude or controlling. So in the case where your co-parent decides to move on, well, obviously both have moved on, you get, and they now introduce people to you, please do not feel as though you have a say in who they decide to end up with. Those are boundaries that you may cross. And I've made sure that I've explained to you the exception to the rule. If this person, you see this, you perceive that this person is a bad influence, this person might maltreat your child, you have to air your views, obviously. And I don't think any right-thinking parent will put their child in a relationship when you have effective co-parenting. I feel like this is entirely false. And it boils down to you creating boundaries, as I had stated earlier, and also being honest with your partner. Now, if you have laid out all those cards and your partner does not seem to see reason with you why you would like to effectively, co-parent with the father or the mother of your child, I feel like that in itself is a red flag. Okay? So anybody that will love you should be able to love your child enough to want your child to have a stable life. Okay? So in the situation where this person feels threatened by your relationship with your co-parent, it is for you to clear the air. So in the situation where myself, I am in a relationship, I would make my partner understand that, you know what, there's nothing sexual or romantic going on with the father of my child. We are simply on platonic terms, and at this point we are colleagues. You get, because this is a walk that we are doing, okay? And once you are not being shady or sneaking around, texting in secret, having all those unsupervised visits, and what time is unsupervised? I'm a child. I'm just saying, like, if you're having all those hangouts that do not include your child, then something is wrong, okay? You do not have any business doing any of that, okay? And if you are doing those things, your partner should see you as a terrible person, because now it looks like you're too tiny, and you do not want that. So in the case where you have explained yourself, you live by the rule book, okay? And your partner refuses to understand, now that is on them. It does not mean that in the case where you are co-parenting, you cannot find a romantic relationship that understands your situation enough to be stable, okay? So it is entirely false that you cannot have a romantic relationship and a co-parenting relationship. Not with the same person, I mean separately. So you live separately and all of that. So in the case where you have said, your truth, you have lived by the rule book, and this person chooses not to understand, that is not on you. Okay? But if in the situation where that person has been entirely supportive of your situation, and maybe along the line they develop some sort of rapport for the sake of your child, which is everybody's prayer and joy at the end of the day, that everybody gets along. Sometimes impossible, sometimes you're asking for too much, but that is everybody's prayer, okay? If that happens, I have the responsibility not to betray that trust. Okay? So there is that. So that being said, I hope this video was able to meet your questions. And if you have any more questions, please be sure to drop them in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Okay, the more the merrier. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, please do let me know in the comment down below. So see you guys next time in my next video. Bye.